I genuinely just jump scared myself. I forgot I put this skin on for a thumbnail. Oh my gosh. I'm looking so bad, even this guy's feeling sorry for me. Well, welcome back to Hermitcraft Season 11, welcome back to my workshop area, and welcome back to this unfinished hole. I'm extremely excited because today I'm finishing it. I need to change. Goth babe? No? Oh my goodness, that is so much better. I really take my skin for granted. That is a very strange sentence outside the context of Minecraft. So I've cleared out a little bit of extra space, and I've also started placing blocks around our bulk storage system. I think I'm going to stick with the sort of tough stone theme that we have going on here. Now, one thing that I do have to do is make sure that this pathway here also goes up into the house, but then also goes down to the bottom. You know, I could just have like a line of slime blocks there. I definitely still think I want like an official way to get down, but because all of the items end up down at the bottom here, it would actually be nice to have a fast way to get to and from this path. I have significantly less slime than I expected. Maybe one day I need to make a slime farm. Right, this shouldn't have to be too complicated. I'll just have a little setup right there and movable objects underneath. To be fair, I could have another button on this side and then another piston on this side as well, just to give me slightly easier access, potentially. As in, I then have two options for pressing the button. The only issue is that the piston will be lifted up, which will redirect the water stream. But, like, the likelihood that any items are going through while I'm looking in these chests is low. The big question is, does it actually... yeah, that should have been the first thing that I checked, right? That's so close! I mean, I guess we could drop the path down a little bit in the middle here. That could actually look quite cool. How did I mess that up? I'm not gonna lie, team. I'm finding this so hard. I mean, I think I've got this working now. So this is functional and really good. That was actually my first test, and it was incredibly satisfying. So that's an incredible addition. But this... oh, it just feels... it feels so, like... it's so old. I definitely would have just done this in 2011 with different blocks. 100%. 100%. This would have been glass. These would have been stone bricks. The chests would have been the same. That layout of chests would have been the same. I need to think like this. I need to think like this. Oh, this has definitely made it worse. What would Grian do? Ooh, the shelves. The shelves could come in here. Oh, come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Yeah, maybe I could go for some thin beams. I still like that idea. I thought first I would get the outer shell done. I've been getting a lot of practice with this, and I've been getting so much fast. I think I'm getting somewhere. I think I'm finally getting somewhere. Item frames, chains. This thing's no longer floating. No awkward angle anymore. I'm not 100% certain on the underside, but we can definitely work on that. This thing is still incredibly satisfying, potentially one of the best parts of my base. I think I'm going to copy this ceiling. That was a good idea. I think it looks good. The rooms are starting to flow together really nicely now, and I have to say, the fact that we had to drop this so that our slime block jumper would actually work has made it so much cooler. This little step here genuinely adds so much to this entrance. So there we go. I've learned something. I'm liking where this is going. I don't massively like this, but it is going to be covered.
Sorry to bump in like this. I just wanted to make sure everything was working okay and all the audio sounds okay.
Hi, Mumbo.
That was almost terrible. I almost lost all of these. This room now has a pulley system, and I think this room is now done, which means the entire workshop is done, which is extremely exciting because just a few episodes ago, I referred to this as an unfinishable project. Let me just quickly show you what I've done with the other half of this room because I think it's really cool. I've added like a pulley system, which moves large quantities of items between the two layers of the room, which is effectively what this part of the storage system is doing. Moving large quantities of items from this area here downwards. It is a visual representation of what the redstone is doing, which is incredibly cool. This isn't so cool. I can't believe I forgot to put in the items in the item frames. How is it that I don't have half the items that I'm meant to have a bulk supply of? Anyway, while I'm down here, I just thought I'd show you. This place is basically a mess of boxes, which I think feels right. You know what else also feels right? This. The whole thing feels right. This room is really cool. This room is really cool. This entrance is really cool. What is that? Is that junk? Oh my goodness. Wait, how have I've got netherite armor. When was the last time I actually had that? I can't believe Pearl actually gave it to me. I can't believe Pearl is actually making me a firefighter. This is incredibly exciting. Although the fact that I didn't spot this absolutely blaze orange box in the middle of a room that I'm currently working on decorating does not speak to my fire detection skills highly, this is still an incredibly happy moment. She's even given me I've even got this. Like, everybody wears wings. She went through the trouble of getting me netherite for a chest plate that I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably not gonna wear. I mean, what do I look like? What do I look like? What do I look like? Why have I not got this sooner? This is cool as. It goes so well with my shirt. It no longer looks like I'm wearing hyper-saturated jeans. Oh, incredible. Absolutely incredible. Oh, I might give up flight for this. I might actually give up flight for this. I might go back to walking. Your boy might be strolling from now on. No, actually, I'm over 30 and my knees are beginning to hurt. It is now the next morning, and I tell you what, that statement about being 30 is very true, because I'm currently sat here with Category 4 Glacier sunglasses on and frozen peas strapped to my forehead because I've got a really bad migraine. You know, I swear, people warn me about this, I didn't believe them. But it really is the case. You go to sleep after the age of 30 and you are just crossing your fingers that you're not going to wake up wrong. How is it that I can just close my eyes, be completely immobile for like 7 or 8 hours, and then just wake up a mess? Sleeping time is meant to be for recovery. What am I doing at night? I'm gonna have to put an air tag in my pajamas or something, you know? Because clearly I'm doing something other than resting. Oh, in case it wasn't obvious, I'm actually building the interior of my starter base. The hide and seek area is going. It was one of my favorite moments of the start of Hermitcraft Season 11, but I really want this build to actually be functional. Okay, someone left their Silk Touch pickaxe in one of my hoppers. I don't know how to return this, so I won't. It hurts to laugh, so I tried to stop myself from laughing, and that noise came out, and that is so much worse. And it caused me to laugh anyway, which hurts. Oh, by the way, the entire interior of my house has now been removed. I even have an extra basement now. Oh, I forgot the ladder. So I have basement 1, which is part of the workshop, and then I have basement 2, which is part of the actual house, and then, how did I still forget the ladder? Goodness gracious me! Right, then I've got the ground level, and then I have the upper level. I assume this is where I'm going to sleep, although it is going to be very hard to decorate this thing. Oh, I also should stop avoiding the horse-shaped chicken in the room. Don't know how we got here. It's time to start building. Oh boy. Oh boy. I've logged into the server, and something has happened that I've never experienced before in my entire life. Do I have a migraine in Minecraft as well? This is kind of what it feels like. I'm not entirely sure what that was. Now it's time to start building again. Nether portal room inbound. I've just worked out the coordinates of where my portal needs to go, and it's like right in the middle of the Nether hub. What sort of main character energy do I have? Of course, the other person is Grian. Oh, his actually looks really cool. Does mine actually take you through to the right space? I mean, I think I've done the maths correctly. Yes. Maybe I might have to decorate that at some point. But first, I need to decorate the room. Look at this engine. Come on, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Look, we got like the engine block. We got wires running into it. The fuel tank. The fuel tank is something that I'm psyched about. This has me very excited. I kind of wanted my nether portal to feel similar to the windmills outside. Like advanced technology that has been cobbled together using completely regular bits and bobs. So everything is just like jankily connected. And I think it works beautifully. This is a super cool entrance into my base, and from here you can go down into the workshop area, which feels incredibly satisfying. Coming down this ladder looks great, but then you could also go up into my house, which is where I'm going to be living. Chicken is on the bed. So now I'm going to build this area, and I'm going to stop talking quickly because the Hermitcraft charity livestream has started and I want to watch it. I am now a few hours into the charity livestream. The first few segments have been done, and they are doing so incredibly well. They have raised over $100,000 already for Gamers Outreach. They're over $50,000 on the auctions, and that is climbing like crazy. I'm so proud of them. Like, I'm so proud of everyone involved. They're all doing such a good job. I am so jealous. I really want to be there, and I'm so upset that I'm not. Oh! And you may be wondering, why am I not there? Well, you see this freshly decorated house right here, this new house that I have. What the heck was that? Was that like planted by someone? You mean to tell me that creeper climbed all these stairs just to do that? I remain perfectly calm in that situation. You see this nice new house that I've got? You know, it's got lots of lovely rooms. It's different from what I had before. Well, that is also the case for me now in real life. I've got a new house. I sort of mentioned it half jokingly a few episodes back, and that's because I had put an offer on a house, but it wasn't official, so I said it as a joke. But no, the offer got accepted. I'm moving to Chamonix, which is insane. I am moving into the mountains. Literally the place that I've always wanted to live. Never thought it would be possible, and then the perfect house came up after like 18 months of looking, and we just went for it, and then now everything has turned upside down. But that doesn't stop me having the most severe worst FOMO. What is who is this creeper? Who's hired him? What in the John Wick Liam Neeson is going on here? I'm currently witnessing firsthand the buyer sign experience, and it's chaos. We just passed 500k in donations. What the heck? And now it's time to build some apartments. My plan of action is I want to get all of the apartments wrapping around this edge here, and all of the apartments wrapping around this edge here, and also this little segment here done by the end of today's Hermitcraft episode. I'm still in my MCC kit, but you know what? You know what? It can stay for a little bit. I actually had such a good time. It's ridiculous. Like, it was so fun. The vibes were good. I actually managed to come second in one of the games, and it did fairly well, unexpectedly, in certain others. I mean, I'm not sure if this is a spoiler, but yeah, we came stone dead last. Like, absolutely stone dead last. And I came 37th. But, you know, I actually had a really, really fun time. And over 1.2 million was raised for Gamers Outreach. What? I've added all of the details to these ones. Don't worry, these copper bars here are going to change color. I don't want this one to be fully cyan. I actually haven't waxed a single piece of copper in this entire build. So I think now I'm just going to do it a single pass all at once. Okay, yep. These are looking pretty good over there. So now let's continue them on to the other wall. And I think the technique that I did a few weeks ago, which is just placing in all of the outsides first to get them laid out, and then doing a secondary detail pass is probably the way to go. What do we think to these two merging? I actually think that looks kind of cool. And I think it does work. It's something I realized I did quite a bit on the first ones and then kind of stopped doing for the other ones. Oh, except that is a really good example. God, how did I manage that? Progress is progressing. I've got an absolutely massive corner module right there. We've got a handful here. They always look a little bit strange when we don't have any decoration. I've also chucked a few extra ones up there. Now, the big question is the backs of these. I mean, I will do the back of this one. The back of this one, though, that might be a billboard, you know. Maybe a big old billboard. Oh my goodness, these cauldrons have begun to fill up with rainwater. I always forget about that game mechanic. I am done with all of the templates going up to this edge right here. Now, it's been a while since I've actually shown what the plan is, but remember there's going to be a wall going to, I think, probably around about there, kind of where the cherry blossom area ends. Oh my goodness, actually way further, because it connects up to this wall over here. What? I have so much building to do. I've been faffing about with interiors for like the past couple weeks. Well, I've got like huge amounts of stuff to do. I've been fiddling around with oil spills and the angles of this guy's head and gathering fish for a pond. I've been building benches with lampposts and making little toolboxes and storage for robot buttocks. I've got skyscrapers to build. I will say though, it is quite nice going to bed in an actual bedroom. And also this view, absolutely adorable. I've got all of these modules lined up. Again, I think I mentioned this block here. This is going to be a big power station. This is going to be what's running the entire city. It's also going to have really tall chimneys off the top of it to balance out the composition of the entire build. Because if I view this thing from back here, you can see that a lot of the weight is off to this side. And adding some bits that extend upwards here really helps. I've started placing in some modules over here, and I've realized something that I think is pretty interesting. I've made these a little bit wider. I hadn't noticed that I had made them wider compared to a large majority of the ones over here. And it kind of messes up how you perceive the scale. These ones feel closer than these ones, even though these are significantly closer than these. So now if I switch these out and actually make them a lot smaller, let's say we cram 3 tiny ones into this gap. Oh my goodness, it actually works. Now that looks further away. I could actually use that if I was really smart. Like, I could do some forced perspective on this build. It might be a bit late now, but for future seasons. To be fair, I might have accidentally done that with this house. Like, this house is way bigger than the size that it should be, if that makes sense. Like, this is kind of like a 2.5 story house here, but it is pretty big. And then these are meant to be like 3-4 story apartment buildings, and they're probably shorter in block height than this, which makes it feel like these are way further away than this is. Did that make any sense? Is it even true? I don't know. All I know is I'm going to try my best to keep this in mind for my skyscrapers, because the biggest tower, the Macro Transact tower, is going to be going out the back, and it's also going to be the tallest. And then if I make it so that the floors in it are also the smallest, it's going to look absolutely ginormous. Oh, I've accidentally shown the back of this structure. I'm going to have to blur this. Anyway, after lots of fiddling around, all of the modules are now in. These are the last ones that I've done. So now it's time for the second pass, which is getting all of the fence colors worked out and adding in all of the internal furniture. Looking around at my fence options, it seems to be either iron bars, copper bars, bamboo fence posts, or acacia fences. So that's nice and easy. Now I'm going to try my best to just do this in the most organic and most natural feeling way. Whatever speaks to me, I will do. I like this. That is this side all done, and it looks alarmingly good from far away, to the point where my lazy brain is starting to think maybe I don't have to do all of this extra stuff. You know, technically on the further away modules, you'd begin to see less detail. No, I don't think I can get away with the forced perspective stuff twice in one episode. Regardless of how useless I am with these spears, they are unbelievably satisfying. All of the fence modules are done. Now I just need a handful more resources. Well, this is a bit of a win, isn't it? Oh, an 8! I would say this is everything that I need to decorate my apartments. One thing that constantly surprises me in Minecraft is the suggestion of a thing becoming a thing. Like this here, I'm not entirely sure what this is, but it feels right. Same thing goes for this, same thing goes for this. In fact, same thing goes for basically anything that you can see around here. I'm not gonna lie, despite the fact it's quite cramped, I am very jealous of this barbecue setup. After about an hour of imagining every form of balcony-based furniture, all of these are now completed, and it has made my base feel significantly more sprawling than it did before. I have now added all of the details onto the other side as well. This is an incredibly large number of apartments. But again, it is making a difference, and I think with the extra details added here, it has kind of expanded this build outwards and makes it feel a little bit more balanced. So now it's time for the final set of details, which for me is the most enjoyable part. All of the exterior bits and pieces, all of the wires, all of the lanterns hanging off the front, all of the air conditioning units, everything that actually makes these structures look like these structures. And I thought it would be best to do this in the form of a time lapse. And now that I've done a lot of this, I've gotten pretty efficient at it. I would say like 20% of my brain's storage capacity currently is dedicated to ways in which you can make various different cables and air vents and different assortments of gubbins in Minecraft. Like I've probably moved out a bunch of really important information, and now I have that dedicated now, but it does mean I'm quick at it. You know, I can fly on through, I can just look at something and decide, oh, okay, yeah, we need some cables down here, we need a few lever actions there, this is where the cables will pop out through. Oh, yeah, we could probably do with some air vents down at the bottom here, maybe a little bit of guttering, this is where the water would escape. I don't know if this is good or bad, but it has made this build come together quite nicely. So everything is all completed, the sun is setting in the background, and this part of the structure, this first part of the gigantic mega city, is looking very, very cool. I am so glad that we went for this sort of jumbled mess. You know, when I originally envisioned the entire city, this was going to be just one big square. I was going to make a square, it was going to be flat edges, there was going to be no real texture to the actual build itself, no organicness. And let's be real, I think that would have been pretty pants. This looks so much cooler, so much more interesting. There's so much more for your eye to focus on, but also there's so much going on that your eye can't really focus on anything, and it kind of leaves it as like a noise pattern, almost more of like a texture than any individual build. Yes, you may have noticed that I realized I'd run out of rockets halfway through that clip. So now that the outside is all fully completed, this edge is done. In the next episode, we will start work on the big factory here, and then also get this structure to actually be something solid, which will then lay the groundwork for the game that I'm creating and actually turn this into a proper build.